Welcome to the FU podcast.
Welcome.
This is episode 208. It is June 4th, 2024. How y'all doing out there?
Good evening, biscuits. I didn't say a bad word.
Oh, what are we trying to be PG?
No, that's just me.
We're turning a new leaf.
I'm tripping, y'all. You tripping, B? Yeah, I am.
What's up, Ashley? How you doing? Thank you for tuning in.
Word up, man. Good evening, everybody. We got a fun-filled evening for you.
Yeah.
Do you want to tag it, or did you already?
I already did that.
You did tag it.
I know that's like one of the first things I do.
Sorry, man. Like I'm like.
It's like I baked it into the intro.
Oh, you baked, man. You bake now. Shit.
I bake,
Okay.
man.
All right, cool.
I bake my words.
Some good cake.
Yes.
All right, cool. Word cake.
So, as most of y'all know, we've had unseasonably rainy Seattle weather. They said out of the last 11 days, 10 of them have rained nonstop.
Ooh, shit.
So, so luckily we got a little bit of reprieve today. And then it looks like, based on the forecast, that it's the only day that it's supposed to rain is Sunday.
Hoping that it holds out. We're finally going to get a high pressure over us, maybe, and just stop this shit.
Here's the problem, though. We're going to be in the 90s all week.
Wet.
Yeah. Humidity is going to be like it is right now. Ridiculous.
It's going to feel like Houston, folks, the armpit of Texas.
Yes.
Sorry to my Houstonians.
What's up, Donna? How you doing?
Galveston, all that area down there, it's like the armpit of Texas. It's so humid and just yucky, nasty, hard to breathe.
Yeah, so like when I went to North Carolina, when I went to Charlotte, and I did that whole ropes course, and I did the zip line and all that sort of shit, like they're like, well, you're from Texas, you're used to the heat. I'm like, yeah, I'm used to the heat, but I'm not used to humidity. The humidity there was fucking like you could cut it with a butter knife. It
makes you sweat, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like it was just like, and there was so when I did the zip line thing, it's like literally we timed it. I was 2 hours in of like nonstop physical with no water at all, and plus you're on a zip line and you're tethered to the rope course, right? So you're always, even when you disconnect, you're actually still connected. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, we still react to the humidity the same.
Yeah, dude. And I'm like going, I need water. But apparently that's not a problem with our first story. North Texas lakes being held at high levels to prevent flooding downstream locations.
That explains a lot.
Did you hear one of the dams, I forget which one it is like it's moved and they're afraid it's going to break.
Is it a goddamn?
Yes. No, I think it's a man dam. Not a goddamn.
Oh shit. Where? What? Not our lake, right?
Actually,
like, what does it mean that it moved? Like the ground
Grapevine
moved? Like,
no, like so the dam, like it's obviously a concrete structure,
right?
Apparently, I guess it's moved from its foundation. Like it's actually literally physically moved.
So that means the whole earth around it has probably moved.
Which means that it's probably going to continue to push it because that's what water does.
It's going to split open eventually.
Yep. It's going to find the path of least resistance. And then once it moves enough, it's, like you said, messed the ground enough.
See, that's always makes me wonder about the Hoover Dam. Like,
there ain't no water in that motherfucker.
Like,
every time I've driven by it, it's empty.
You know, like, is that going to eventually wear out? Like, why doesn't that move? There's a lot more water behind that bitch.
This is true.
I never understood that. Like, you know, it was built. Don't get me quoting the year right now, audience. If you want to throw the year out there, feel free to. But like, it's not like the concrete has been updated since then. It's still the same concrete it was, and I'm sure some of the, as far as the power and whatnot, and the way systems are run has been upgraded. But like, how do you upgrade safety systems or safety structural things? Like, you can't really take out the beams and put them back in. Like,
right? I mean, I guess you could throw a new layer of rebar and concrete on top of it, but
I feel like this is a new subject we need to look up. How do you update a dam?
Yeah, we need to know all the dam information.
Yeah,
I mean, I would feel much more comfortable if I had dam information. You know what I mean?
I would really too. Like, I would probably give a lot more dams out there.
Yeah.
For sure. The comedy rights and stuff. But that's crazy, man.
So one of the parks in Grapevine that actually used to play kickball, ironically, it's actually where I ripped my Achilles. It's apparently underwater. The whole park is underwater. And it's got like softball fields. It's
There's
got
a few parks at Louisville that are underwater.
That's so crazy. I mean, like right out here, obviously our road's closed because it's under fucking water too.
Yeah, we're on the verge of being stuck in our neighborhood.
So Andy, no bullshit. One year we had so much water that it came all the way up to the road, and I was like, dude, I'm about to have to fucking swim to work. and that where that other bridge is by the school, that was underwater. And I was like going, I'm landlocked. I was like, a problem I never thought I'd have.
If Corinth Parkway and all that floods, we're really screwed, dude. Like, we ain't getting up to the service road, nothing.
Thank you, Sherry. I know it's a very nice hat. Like, somebody was really nice enough to give it to me as a surprise.
Why am I not seeing any of the freaking comments?
Oh, are you logged into wave.video? Are you logged into the actual platform?
I'm on. Oh, you know what? I got this.
Yeah, you got to log in the actual. Otherwise,
I was on your page.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, there we go. Now we got I see what's going on here.
We rolling now? I know I'm trying. Okay, so it's on your page. I'm trying to see. Is it on my page?
Ashley's breaking it down how to update a dam. Thank you for that dam update. I do appreciate it. I'm glad you're making damn comments.
Yeah, so the FU page has.
Hey Molly, how you doing?
Seems to have more comments on it, so I'm gonna go with the FU page on my phone.
Well, good thing it's on the page, not your face. That'd be kind of weird.
That would be.
It was like scroll on your face.
Actually, speaking of, they just launched 2 pairs of glasses like what you're wearing that have AI, and it does the actual all the notifications and shit pop up like in your peripheral.
Can't do that.
What's up, Molly? Glad you could make it. I hope you have a better night. Just remember to breathe, relax. Everything will work itself out. Just let things be, and just focus on you. That's all you got to do. Just focus on you and worry about what you got going on. And you got a lot of stuff going on. Just focus on that stuff.
So those glasses, right?
Yeah, those glasses. Going back to the glasses.
I'm pretty confident that circa 2026, when everybody's wearing them, because I see this coming fast. I see Ready Player One right around the fucking.
Oh yeah, dude. But without the big fucking headset.
They're cool. Don't get me wrong. They're cool.
Yeah,
they are. I recognize the awesomeness, the advancement of them. I get it.
Yeah.
People walking around with them shits on their faces, not paying attention. We already are in our phones as it is.
I know, right?
We are going to have ADAS systems like we have on our fucking vehicles with spot monitors. People, I guarantee
turn signals.
First time somebody goes walking across the intersection, I guess we should stop talking about it. I mean, like, how do I implement this without giving away my idea? But I guarantee you it's going to take one person walking across a crosswalk and like, playing with their dick beaters in the sky.
Or pinching and swiping.
Pinching and swiping and finger in the sky and stuff. Like, they're going to get hit by a car passing by and people are going to be like, I should have told you. And then somebody's going to be like, look, our new safe goggles prevents you from getting hit. Look, they even come with a fucking airbag. It just blows up on the side of your face, so you just bounce off the car. But yeah, like I see people like disregarding.
And the worst part is people driving, especially with these self-driving cars. Mm-hmm. They're totally just going to be like zoned out watching
There's already videos.
I know, with the Apple fucking Pro shit.
Is past the Cybertruck, and the motherfucker is literally, while the truck is driving, he's doing the air shit.
Yeah, that's just crazy, man.
And I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, automated driving, there's coming to a point where I'm gonna be complacent. I'm gonna fucking take a nap.
Let's be real.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, especially in those morning drives, taking Jackson back and forth to school. Be like, hey, Model S, you got me? Yes, I have you, Andy. And I'm like, all right, cool. Beep.
But no, to your point, if you have the pair of glasses needs to have LiDAR first of all, so it can sense depth. So that it can sense things coming and going. They already have the cameras built in, and what was smart about, I think it was TCL.
What is LiDAR for the audience?
LiDAR is a technology. I'm not 100% certain on like the specifics of it, but I know like it basically sends a beam out, and then it calculates how long it takes to come back, and then it basically uses computation to figure out the distance based on the time that it takes to reflect or to bounce back.
I used to know the name because I watch a lot of Discovery Channel shit, and they use it all the time. So,
do they really?
I'm drawing a blank now. They talk about LiDAR all the fucking time on Discovery.
Yeah, and it's like a really high frequency, so it's not like lasers. It's not like you're using a laser pointer or anything like that. But most iPhones and probably a lot of Androids have them built in. That's how they do the spatial video, spatial audio, and that sort of stuff. They use that LiDAR to
they're actually
give that depth.
Using it to map all the Mayan pyramids that are buried in the forest.
Yeah.
Like, people don't understand. They fly over it and all they see is Amazon.
Yep.
Underneath all that growth and nature has reclaimed, there are gigantic pyramids, and they're finding cities, entire fucking cities with LiDAR and where to dig and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, because like
I digress.
Throughout history, no, we can expand on that. Because I mean, we're talking about water and floods, and anyway, so it kind of ties in, and that's exactly what I was going to say. Well, it throughout all historical, what regardless of what religion you are, there's always a reference to the Great Flood. It's been in every like Greek, it's been in like Roman, it's throughout history that there was a great flood. It's in the Bible.
Mom's bedroom, I
know there's always a great flood every time I show up. Gotta wear that hazmat suit. There's gonna be some bodily fluids exchange.
Bring a snorkel and a mask. Anyways, my bad.
Yes, thank you, Donna. She says LiDAR, light detection and ranging, is a remote sensing method used to examine the surface of the Earth, but they also use it in cell phones to capture depth and for spatial video. So obviously
and to spy on you.
Yes. Actually, is it somebody videotaped the phones on an iPhone, and it captures every 3 seconds or 5 seconds. It captures an image of your screen. Like you see it strobing. And I can't remember how, but like now moving forward with AI that Apple's about to partner with OpenAI and all that sort of stuff, they're going to utilize that flashing and that strobing and that recording of your screen to basically, obviously, help you with whatever you're trying to accomplish, blah, 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 because it's going to already know what's on your screen and probably by process of elimination, trying to figure out what you're thinking and what your next steps are. So eventually it's going to be able to read your mind.
Those of you who are Terminator fans, it sounds like Apple's going to be the current, like, what is it? Well, who does he work for?
The Umbrella Corporation? No,
it was Cyberdyne. Cyberdyne Systems.
Uh-huh.
Apple's going to be the new Cyberdyne Systems, and that's where like Ground Zero is going to be when like, ooh, I'm alive.
Dude, I saw this video and I was trying to download it. I was like trying to get it to have it for the podcast. It is the fucking funniest shit ever. It's like one of those, it's not a Tesla robot, but it looks very similar. Tesla has a lot of that plastic and exoskeleton. This robot is like all metal, but it's literally, it's humping a fucking fridge. But it's like aggressive humping, dude. And the fridge is like,
I think I've seen what
you see it about. It's fucking hilarious. Like I like watched it like 10 times. I was like dying and laughing.
It wouldn't stop
time.
Pumping.
Yes. New fear unlocked. Yeah. You wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah. But like, let's be honest, dude. If I was in charge of making a robot, that'd probably be the robot.
No, I was literally thinking I was like, a guy totally designed this fucking robot. You know it.
And because literally, if I was that smart and I did shit with AI, knowing my personality, I mean, my post today says it all, but like knowing my personality, that'd be like, so you created an AI bot. What did you do with it? I'd show him that video. As an Andy.
That would definitely be what Andy would do with it.
Like,
but yeah, I saw that video. I was like, oh, dude, I got to fucking download that. I got to play it on here. But yeah, if y'all go look for it, it is the funniest. It's a good laugh, like for real. Like this is a scary, sign of the times.
Hilarious. My robot, you would say balls, and would just open up compartments with like different sports balls. Like, balls. Yeah, that's Andy's robot.
Yeah. So speaking of balls, there's balls of lightning that have taken out the power in North Texas. They still, a week later, still don't have power.
I heard that.
Thousands of residents in North Texas are still without power a week after the severe storms hit the region. The outages have caused significant disruptions, leaving many households and businesses struggling to cope with prolonged lack of electricity. Efforts to restore power are ongoing, but challenges remain due to the extent of the damage and ongoing severe weather conditions. Yeah, because it fucking keeps raining.
Yeah.
What do you think about could be done to improve the response and recovery efforts after each storm? Have you experienced similar situations? And if so, how did you handle them? I don't think we had any outages.
The fact that they had that this power outage has lasted this long, again, and we already know, shows lack of infrastructure.
Yes, and I'm like, and that's what really worries me with the AI and everything else going on. Because later on in another story, you'll hear another system outage, a very huge company. And I'm like going, what are they fucking doing? Like, do you not have any infrastructure in place? Like, you should always have redundancies, and I like to do double redundancies. So if that fails, then we already have another backup. And like, that's just, it's called future proofing. And I feel like speaking of, I have a very big concern with the fiber optic cables that we basically put in the ocean. I have a feeling something's going to happen. I feel like somebody's going to fucking sever them, or something's. It's either going to be man caused or nature, like volcano or something. But something. Watch it be those fucking Titanic guys that go down in the submarine and they fucking take out the.
Another implosion, but this time,
yeah, it explodes. It wraps up in the fucking fiber optic.
The security's got to be so tight on there. Like, how do you patrol that whole piece of ocean and just spot? Because there's hackers. You know, there's somebody, a tech terrorist, who's gonna find a way.
Yeah,
he's gonna.
And like, I've literally, I have a feeling, and I'm like almost willing to like bet on shorting whatever companies own that. I don't know if it's AT&T. I don't know who owns and operates the lines. I know majority of the towers are AT&T. I don't know if that fiber optic cable is AT&T as well. But I do want to research that because I have a feeling like some shit's about to hit the fan, and then we're gonna lose all communication, and it's gonna be a nightmare.
We all know, like, what was it, a couple months ago? Like, Facebook went down for the day or some shit. I don't remember what happened.
Yeah,
and once it came back, everybody and their mama lost their fucking minds. Like, oh, does your Facebook blah, 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 blah. I got hacked, and like me and Lindsay were tripping out. We thought we got hacked and shit, and like. Yeah. And like, and so, dude, when our cell phones go, bro, we are like, people are gonna lose their mother effing minds.
Right.
It's gonna be so crazy. It is gonna be nuts.
Donna says lasers from satellite to cut it. I mean, I don't know if lasers can go through water.
Direct energy weapon through water, maybe. I don't know.
Well, that's what basically essentially what.
I don't know, man. Maybe a precise. Well, no, because
water refracts light.
Refract the light, yeah.
Yeah, so it would basically.
You'd have a hard time aiming.
Yeah, it would disperse, is what would happen. You would shoot it down, and then it would hit the water particles, and it would basically disperse.
And the ocean is definitely not still.
Yeah, well, that doesn't really matter.
That's true.
It's the depth too, because you'd have to cut through. I mean, we're talking. I forget the actual depth of it. If it's like in the Marianas Trench, it's like thousands of feet deep.
Honestly, the megalodon will bite it.
Yeah, megalodon.
You know how badly I wish I could like.
Dude, we might have another Sharknado, Megalodon-nado.
I wish that like there really was some kind of subspecies we didn't discuss like that big.
Right.
Megalodon would have come up by now. Like we would have seen it. I'm sure there's some big sharks getting big out there or whatnot, but boy, what I wouldn't give just to be like, you know, prehistoric giant just happens to be, you know, got unfrozen or some shit. And
well, I mean, it's probably going to happen in Antarctica with all the shit that's fucking melting and stuff there. So be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you put out in the ether, because it might actually happen. Like this day and age, like the shit that we're experiencing, like we couldn't even have like made up back in the day. and now it's like normal. It's like reality, and it's like now you can't even just think of something.
Oh yeah, the government came out and said yes, there's aliens, and I'm like, man,
yeah, we already knew.
Yeah, like
we already knew.
Like at this point, that's where we're at. It's like
Yeah.
conspiracies come out, and I'm like, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Like we talked about the other night, Taylor Swift.
Uh-huh.
I think she's used to sway certain things, but I don't know. I truly don't believe she's part of the Hollywood elite. Okay, I don't think she is. But if somebody found her to be involved in some of this whatever crap there is going on out there,
Illuminati.
at this point, you're like,
yeah.
Some of the best people I thought there were good people out there have been proven and on certain lists and stuff that I'm like, yeah, no, oh really? They're on the list at this point. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm no longer surprised. I just am not. Like,
And then you look at them, like 30 years ago, and they look exactly the same now. It's kind of like going
transhumanism, maybe.
No, it's like you sold your soul to the devil.
Yeah, I feel that, but I still like, even being a pretty firm believer in the afterlife, God, and the devil. I still don't think. I'm sorry. I don't care what kind of deal with the devil you make, unless you're making it with the medical devil, which is the mark of the beast in some cases that people say. But I'm not. I don't think the devil himself is giving out like, here, you get to look good forever, bro. Denzel Washington is not part of that crowd, and that motherfucker has looked the same for a long time, very long time, and I know for a fact he's not part of that crowd.
You though?
He's not. He's so outspoken against the like the elite type shit out there. Who's another one? Mark Wahlberg. He's anti-woke. He's not part of the movement, and that motherfucker hasn't aged. He could run around a basketball cart with his bugle boys down to his knees and his whitey tighties during MTV Jock Jams right now, and was it Jock Jams whenever they played basketball, and everybody be like, "That's Marky Mark." Yeah. Like, he hasn't aged either. Like,
right.
There's a few out there that aren't part of that crowd that haven't aged much.
Yeah, but it's few and far between, man.
I mean, now Oprah, yes, I will give it to her.
Dude,
she's gotten better at, like, and I don't, not that she's really, I'm not going to be mean, but I don't consider her, she's a beautiful woman or whatever. Like, if you had to put on like no blemishes or whatever you want to call it, like, she's got perfect fake skin or whatnot. I don't know how else to describe it, right?
She's a perfect reptilian.
She's great for TV, like, but she's not like, I'm not attracted to Oprah, right?
I don't think anybody is. That's why she hasn't been married ever.
No, she hasn't been married because she's part of this fucking clique,
right? Ding, 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 ding.
But like her, I get it. Like, you look at her, she hasn't aged, and she's part of that elitist crowd. So she's actually gotten better over time. They've glammed her up over time.
Right. So you remember Sunday before the after the storm that blew through when we were trying to grill out, chill out by the pool?
Yeah.
Remember those crazy ass clouds?
Yeah, the Montanana.
Yeah, the phenomenon.
What are they called?
Mammatus clouds.
I knew they were called something.
Isn't memory boobs? So is it like boob clouds? Is that what we're basically saying? They do kind of look like.
They did, but no, honestly.
No, they look like balls.
They look like nut sacks.
They did.
Less wrinkly nut sacks.
Smooth.
Like, yeah.
Freshly shaven.
Yes, they did. They look like unwrinkly ball sacks. Like, there was one that looked.
So listen to the description. It's funny because it literally describes ball sack.
Yes.
All right,
Let's do this.
Mammatus clouds, characterized by their pouch-like appearance, recently formed over North Texas. I cannot make this shit up. This is literally the news.
Hold on. What's another word for pouch?
Balls.
Sack. Anyways.
Oh man. So
boy, the news writes itself too.
It does. These clouds usually occur during thunderstorms, signifying turbulence and unstable air. Their unique structure often draws attention and curiosity due to their striking visual impact, looking like a nutsack.
Looking like testicles.
So their God has humor.
Their pouch-like appearance.
He's like, check out my balls. What do you think about the formation of the Mammatus clouds? Have you ever observed unusual weather phenomenon, and how did it make you feel?
Did anybody else see the clouds? Anybody in the audience?
Yeah, because
Did they look like a coin purse? I mean, a pouch.
did it look like a
like a
Crown
coin-
Royal bag full of Crown Royal?
Very small bottles.
I was waiting for the crown to start
Airplane
pouring out of the sky.
Anybody else see these? I was at, me and Devin and Lindsay were all out looking at it. Anybody else check this out? It was Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Yep.
It was Sunday fun day. And that storm came out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, and it was funny because Kay left and she was like, it's hailing and it's terrible out. And I was like, oh shit, that means about an hour it's going to hit us.
Ashley says, I have no idea what y'all are talking about, but I avoided going outside.
All right, Ashley, go look up Mammatus clouds. Here, I'll put it in the...
Mammatus.
Yeah.
Clouds. No, yeah, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't go outside and look up and want to see a coin purse.
Yeah,
A pouch-like cloud. It's funny. Anybody else see the crazy-looking clouds on Sunday? Anybody else? Anybody at all?
Apparently nobody goes outside.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they're too busy playing with the AI and and their Ready Player One. Going back to the first story.
Yeah, about that.
So next story, Denton County assists families at RV park and other areas with recovery following the tornadoes. I don't know if you saw, but there was I think they confirmed it was 5 tornadoes. And,
where is this at?
Denton County.
That day? Wait, which time?
Okay. Denton County right now is assisting still families at the
From
RV
the
park
original.
from the after the fact of the tornado. But yeah, basically there was 5 tornadoes, and then the one that hit Valley View was the EF3. The winds were, I think it was around 140, 145 miles an hour. And then the one that hit Salina, that one had 165 mile an hour winds. And it was also EF3. So yeah, it kind of came down for 40, 50 miles, and then it came back up, and apparently I guess it reformed in Salina, and it was even stronger than it was before. So yeah, so Denton County
EF3?
Yeah, EF3.
Who makes that model?
Ford probably. Because, brake shit.
Ethanol Ford. Ethanol fucked? I don't know. That's right.
They're aiding families in an RV park and other areas after recovery efforts following the tornado. The storm caused significant damage, displacing over 20 families, uprooting trees, and causing power outages. Emergency teams are providing essential services like water, shade, and restroom facilities, while the United Way of Denton County is collecting donations to support the victims. How do you feel about the community's response to natural disasters like this? And have you ever been involved in similar recovery efforts? And what was your experience like?
You got to pause for the questions and make them more...
My bad.
less scripted. Just read it into the story. What do you think?
What do you think, audience? How do you feel about the response?
Man, well, I mean,
it was a week ago, week and a half ago? Almost, no, it's 2 weeks ago.
Here's a better question.
What?
I wish I had some Lake Dallas residents on here. How do you feel about the lack of response of picking up all our fucking debris that we cut up and put on the fucking...
Yeah, right? You drive around the neighborhood and it looks like fucking ghetto fabulous.
If we have another bad storm, it's going to blow all our cut up stuff into the street.
So, 20 North Texas restaurants that closed in spring of 2024. 20. In April and May of 2024, Dallas-Fort Worth saw the closure of 19 restaurants, reflecting the challenges faced by local dining. But why does it say 20, but this says 19? Something ain't right. These closures include a mix of beloved local eateries and newer establishments, impacting the culinary landscape and leaving patrons, employees affected by the sudden change. Now I want to read in this, see which which ones any of mine know. Buddha juice? Yeah, okay, with a name like that, no wonder that one. Casa Oh, damn, a family restaurant that's been around since 1981 called Casa Rosa.
Is this in the local area?
This is in Dallas. Deep Ellum Brewery, which I talked about, they're closing down after 13
that's
years.
crazy. I still can't believe that.
Yeah, I can't believe it either. Doug Burger in Dallas. Ooh, that actually looks really fun. Funky Picnic in Fort Worth. Like, I haven't even heard of half of these.
Probably why they're closing.
Holy Crust in Dallas Trinity Groves.
Oh, damn. Trinity Groves is not an unpopular place. Like,
Really?
yeah, dude. Like, Trinity Groves is over there across the bridge.
Where?
Right on the other side of the bridge.
Which
The big bridge down in downtown Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Down near downtown Dallas. Right on the other side, Trinity Grove. It's that whole area right there.
Okay. Yeah, apparently, I mean, it looks like a nice place, but yeah, it didn't make it.
Crazy, man.
Another place in Deep Ellum, Jenny's Splendid Ice Creams. Matitos, Tex-Mex. Damn, those Matitos. The one in Louisville.
Yeah, the one shut down, but
yeah, now
I
apparently
went there.
the one in Oak Lawn is also closed.
I was not impressed.
Yeah, I was not either.
Not impressed whatsoever. That was Angelina's blows them out the motherfucking water.
Oh, yeah.
And as you can tell, all locations of Angelina's is still open. So
Yep. And actually, they're expanding because they just built one right over here.
where at?
You didn't know? Right over here,
The one on Corinth?
Hunley.
Yeah, right across the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, right across. Oh, that's been there for a little while though. Dude.
I know,
That
but it's relatively new.
it's one of the better locations. I will say. Colony's got a pretty badass location, and then Corinth, or is that Corinth? Horny Creek, whatever the fuck.
Flower Mound.
Flower Mount. This
You
one
talking
right
about the one badass, really badass one? I can't remember if that's Christina's or Angelina's. They're both sisters of.
Angelina's, but Angelina's in the Colony has got the lake view,
Oh yeah, that one's really nice.
and then you got this one right here that's got like the 2-story, and
Yeah, like that's
it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
Pretty
I
good.
love it.
I like that atmosphere at that place.
Red Lobster in Dallas. That one's closed.
I thought 2 North Texas Red Lobsters closed.
Yeah, 2 of them. I guess there is. Yeah, 2 and both of them are in Dallas. Apparently, I didn't realize that there were 2 of them. Sal's Pizza in Love Field. Sandwich Hag in the Cedars. I guess Cedar Spring area.
Sandwich Hag.
What a terrible name. Tricky Fish in Dallas Preston Hollow. That's a nice area. Tulum in Highland Park. I've heard. Oh, damn, that looks nice too.
Donna said every other city around us has taken care of the yard debris except Lake Dallas.
So aggravating. Ashley says they still got a tree knocked over in the apartment complex. Donna says the Louisville location of Angelina's isn't much to look at. I like their food the best. Okay. That's the one over by the bowling alley, right?
What about theirs?
She said
That's the original.
That's the original. She said she likes that one the best. Oh, and then the last one on the list, VBQ, which is a freaking vegan barbecue restaurant. Yeah, of course that ain't gonna fly.
You're in Texas.
You're in Texas.
You're
we
in
don't
Texas.
we don't do fake barbecue. Come on, get the fuck out of here.
Like
Go to California with that shit.
my food poops on your food, vegans. So, you know, I do eat vegetables though, so I could say the same joke about myself. So.
Right.
My own food poops on my own.
So because of all the floods, over 100 homeless animals had to be moved after Denton County shelters flooded. And of course, Pilot Point was one of the ones that was, I think, hit by the tornado.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Pilot Point all along Lake Ray Roberts.
Yeah. So if anybody got room for another dog or an animal, go do it now because, they're basically over capacity.
Dang it. And these are all displaced animals from the storm?
Some displaced from the storm, some that were in the kennels that got affected by the storm,
okay.
and some that are underwater basically because of the storm.
I don't need another dog, so this is not a call for my dogs.
Don't tell Lindsay that. She was about to steal that redhead.
She's working.
That red dog.
She's working.
So have you heard the latest? We went from obviously all this rain we have, and now apparently there's going to be a heat dump.
So what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do you know about it, or what what have you heard?
It just happens every so often in our summers.
Yeah,
we get all this rain, and all of a sudden this fucking high pressure zone comes over, puts a cap over us, and we just don't see shit for weeks, and we just die.
Right?
We literally signing death certificates and shit.
All right, Molly, get some rest, sleep well, sweet dreams. Your daddy loves you.
Oh, Jesus. I wonder if Patrick's secretly watching.
Probably.
Damn, son. Damn. He's like, as much as I don't want to watch him, I'm going to watch him.
He's like Howard Stern.
He's like saying, fuck you, Andy. Like, sprinkling salt right now.
Yeah, he is.
Salt. Who cares?
We are all dead, y'all.
Jesus.
Damn, Ashley. That's so morbid.
Yeah.
So California's experienced a heat dome leading to extreme temperatures and an increased risk of wildfires. Surprise, fucking surprise. The intense heat and dry conditions are exacerbating the threat of wildfires, putting pressure on emergency services and residents. So just get the fuck out of California. Just don't come to Texas. That's the rule. The climate crisis continues to intensify such weather events, highlighting the need for proactive measures and preparedness. What are your thoughts on the impact of climate change on extreme weather events?
There you go again.
I paused.
A longer pause.
Okay.
Hey, audience, what do you think about this? You really think climate change is burning? Or do you think California just got so many sinners that God's just like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and burn the asshole of America. So I had to give... I'm sorry. My bad. I'm getting too real with it. But, I mean, I believe climate change is real. I'm not one of those that denies it. And I'm sure there's people listening to the podcast shaking their head right now. Mm-hmm. Something has changed, okay, in the atmosphere. I can't deny that. We literally have glaciers. And there's evidence to say that maybe glaciers can one day refreeze, but not right now.
So let's talk about solutions. Like, what can you do in a situation like that? Like, what are the possible solutions? Like, you obviously can't. I mean, I say you can't control the weather, but that's already been proven that you can.
Yeah, but like...
Yes, Donnie, you're absolutely right. But with HARP and everything else and DARPA, like, they can control the weather.
You can seed clouds and you can make rain.
Yep. I mean, they do it in Saudi Arabia all the time. Like, I mean, look at the torrential floods they had in the fucking desert.
That's for what you get for overseeding clouds.
Exactly.
But... fuck it. Flood California. I don't give a shit. I'll move out of there after everybody floods into the Pacific. I'll be like, man, housing has gotten cheap out here.
Yeah, dude.
Build, start from scratch. No, I don't know. I think climate change is out there.
Yeah.
I can't deny that the climate has shifted, but there's also evidence that climate has shifted over billions and millions of years on this planet.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's cyclical. So, like, it's like everything else in life. There's a yin and there's a yang, right? There's one side of the coin and then there's the other side of the coin. It's just like, you have your left arm, you have your right arm. Everything is yin and yang. Everything is basically symmetrical in patterns and everything else. So it's the nature of the beast, literally. But yes, we're not helping the matter by with the plasticides and microplastics and everything else that are in our oceans and everything else.
It would take, and that's the problem. Like, it would take the entire ship steering immediately and doing a complete 180 right now to even make it a small dent, and that still would take probably another 30 years to even come close to a smidge of reversing anything that we've fucking done.
Ashley says we need to ditch all technology and return to Mother Nature. Kayla says I blame electric cars. Yeah, it's all their freaking fault.
Yeah, I'm still not sold on the EV thing.
I'm still not either.
Until they get away from lithium batteries or batteries that need to batteries in general, because I know all batteries need to be charged. And be like, batteries that need to be charged, dumbass, all batteries need. Look, until we move away from batteries, like lithium in general, like I don't see clean energy. A lot of clean energy is not that clean. Like, hydro is probably one of the most clean energies because you can put a generator inside water, or no, even in a windmill, or no, not a windmill,
water wheel,
and you can literally hook up an electrode to it and power like a light bulb. Mm-hmm. Like if you want to do a crude experiment.
Yeah.
So But the problem is you have to store that electricity. You still have to charge batteries somewhere.
Yep.
To store that, and that's the problem. You need constant kinetic energy, not stored up potential energy. You need to have constant kinetic energy, like fusion.
Mm-hmm.
Just an example. I'm not saying that's the end all be all. I'm sure there's.
We'll get there eventually. I think with AI, I have a feeling we'll get there. I'd say probably in the next 2 to 5 years. That's how fast it's going to happen.
The problem is
quantum computing and AI together. Like it's going to happen.
The footprint that we're going to leave by the time we get there, though, even if it's fast as fuck, because we're going to continue with the lithium until we get there.
Yeah,
we're going to continue mining it. What do you use to mine lithium? Fossil fucking fuels. Right. All the fucking loaders taking that shit in it, all fossil fuels.
Yeah.
Not to mention the toll it takes on the lives of the people who mine that shit.
Well, I think part of the problem is we're myopic with our thinking of, like, we rely on one thing. Like, we rely on oil and gas. We rely on electric. Like, why don't we blend all of it together? Put solar, put the electric, put the fucking motor in there. Like, use that way you're not stripping one material. You know,
I feel like there's probably something that somebody be like, this is why. I don't know, man.
But like, literally, like, it goes back to it, and I know I've talked this ad nauseum. When I was 12 years old, and I hand drew a car that had solar, and then, you know, like the scoops, like on a Lamborghini and a Ferrari, like how they have all those scoops that actually serve a purpose because they cool the brakes or they serve a function, right? My thought was, well, you have airflow. Why don't you put a generator to basically charge? And then when you're going fast, you're charging, right? But then when you slow down and stop, you have regenerative braking. So you're basically always getting a charge, whether you're going fast or whether you're going slow. So I'm like going, and then use the solar, like wrap it with a flexible solar, like type film. Yep. And then clear coat it to protect it and everything else. And, you know, maybe some kind of acrylic or something that's really, really thick, but also very clear. That will protect from road dings and everything else, but it'll still be able to supply the electricity. And then have the generators from the tires, the regenerative braking, and then also the scoops, and having air generate, like basically wind turbines in.
Yep.
Well, like, it's like you can utilize. You don't have to rely on one fucking thing.
And I'm busy fucking tagging Crips and Bloods and shit while Devin's drawing scientific drawings and shit. So I saw something the other day that you might take interest in.
Kayla, I actually have a solution to that.
And well, actually, not just a solution. They are starting to recycle them too.
Yes.
As Devin has pointed out once or twice.
200 times.
There's actually, what's really crazy, and I just saw this.
What's that?
And I don't know what convention it was at, but they are doing regenerative suspension. So every time that the truck or whatever bounces or hits the thing, the suspension powers some kind of turbine or something.
Oh, you're talking about on the struts and the suspension, the spring loading.
They had it. Well, they had it. So it looked like this, I don't know what, and it had two arms that would go up and down. As he pushed the two arms up and down,
I mean, that's another form. And you could think about it. You could technically have 8 if you think about it. If you have 2 over each wheel well, you could literally have 8. So there's 8 sources plus the solar plus. I'm like, the solution is out there. It
is.
But then of course it's going to be the cost. But that was one of the things that Elon said in the beginning. He goes, the only way to fight cost is to mass produce, and that's what he did. And now look, everybody's mass producing. So now the cost of EVs, dude, you can pick up a Tesla used right now for $8,000. Like, that's how fucking low they've gone in price.
Until their battery takes a shit, then you got to pay $25.
No, even the replacement battery is now only $5,000. It used to be 25 to 50. Yeah, it used to be literally majority of the car, but because of the prices.
What's the labor to put that bitch in, though?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the problem when you design something that's not future proofed, and you don't have something that's called a modular system where you can pull it in, pull it out.
So
yeah,
the thing here's the shitty thing about all that stuff, right? Even if you use the solar, you do the regenerative, this and that, you still, when the car is not in motion or just parked in a garage or something like that, you have to find a way to be able to store that energy.
Yeah,
and it's still fucking batteries.
Well, so there's nothing wrong with batteries.
I just don't like them.
I understand, like batteries. If you want to, Ashley, since you're a history buff, Go look up the Iran battery. It's one of the oldest batteries. It dates back to like 400 BC, and it was one of the first batteries ever discovered.
What location?
Is Iran or Iraq? I can't remember. It's one of those. I think it's called the Iran.
So
battery.
Did you run batteries or did you rack them wherever you're working at?
I did both. I ran them and then I racked them.
I can't help it, folks. God. Anyways, go on.
No, so like the thing is
wine.
Yes, would you like some?
With some grape poupon.
All right, we'll crack into that.
Just a little bit, not too much.
I was gonna say this thing flows fast as fuck.
No, that's not bad at all.
Oh, I just realized my color's off. Change that.
Ooh, that would go good with cheese.
Oh yeah, cheese and steak.
That
Fucking amazing with steak.
For me, that seems like a good pair with like a cheddar or a Swiss. Not that I've had cheese with wine and I get why it's paired. Actually, it's grapes. Oh shit, man, I'm on a roll tonight.
Call me Cottonelle because I'm on a roll.
Yeah, call me Butter. Kayla said it's funny. On my way to work driving through Plano today, all the charging stations were packed due to some still without electricity. Yeah, and the amount of electricity those charging stations. Not the ones at home. The ones at home aren't as bad, but if you go to the fast charging stations that you see in the parking lots, you can. I swear to God, the statistic I saw was almost like 80,000 homes you can run off of one of those fucking things. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? How is that energy efficient? How is this the future?
Right.
Please figure something else out if you want me bought in. Like, for real.
Yeah.
Sell me on that water-driven car.
No shit, right? And it's really not that hard. It's electrical.
Like, and make it like piss variable. So like if I got to pull over and there's nowhere to go to the bathroom, I can just take it.
Yeah, that's right. Actually,
gas tank.
It's the Baghdad battery. Thank you for correcting me. I couldn't remember. I knew it was around that area. I couldn't remember. But yeah, they call it the Baghdad battery. That's what it's called. But I'm glad you looked it up. It does actually exist. It's one of the first batteries ever found. And it's actually really interesting, like to think that like they had that shit technology way back then. Why is my camera out of focus? What the fuck?
I think I got one of those once.
A Baghdad battery?
Well, Dad sent me to the store and I bagged Dad's battery.
God. You and your fucking dad jokes.
I ain't got nothing for Parthian.
I got nothing.
I was trying. I'm like Moses and I Parthian the seas. I got nothing. I really don't. Oh, shit.
All right, speaking of parting seas, New York couple reels in a safe filled with $100,000
I saw
cash with the magnet fishing in the lake. Guess who has one of those big ass motherfucking magnets with a rope?
Like, and they're like, okay, so I respect the people that do this on TikTok. Like, it's really cool, right? They do it on TikTok, they do it on Reels, and they got a lot of followers for it, and the stuff they find is fucking crazy.
Like I followed that guy for years.
But and I know why they do it. I get why they should. The cooler things they find, the more followers they get. I'm sorry, dude. Like, if I pull up a safe with 100 in cash, nobody's finding out about it.
Dude, nobody's going to know about it. Yeah, because somebody's going to, especially the police, are going to be like,
as soon as I pull it, as soon as that breaks the water and I can tell it's a safe, TikTok's going off. Like, live is going off. Nope, I'm pulling this up.
I'm throwing the phones overboard because I got 100 grand.
I ain't trying to find out whose this was. Did it fall off their fucking yacht? Fuck you. This is my, forget you. This is my, I'm a little crazy here. Forget you. This is my money. Like, I found it. I don't want anybody to know. Like,
exactly.
Like, oh man, he got 100 grand cash. We can go bump some money from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you know what I mean? Like,
the couple discovered it magnet fishing during the pandemic and have since invested in stronger magnets. They're like, shit, if we found that, we can find some more. Despite damage to some of the bills, the U.S. Treasury Department will assess and potentially reimburse the couple. They plan to use the money for a home or new equipment. A bigger, gigantic fucking electromagnet.
They're going to pull up a gun safe this time.
What do you think about the couple's find, audience? Like, have you ever found any? What's the coolest thing you've ever found? Because like that might be a good story too.
Donna, what do you mean there will be signs? Sorry, the delay.
Oh, dude.
So-
So there's a meme going around, and it's fucking hilarious.
Mhm.
It's called "There Will Be Signs," and like literally, there's a blue angel that this guy's dragging through a fucking stoplight. He's like, "I'm not gonna tell anybody, but there'll be signs."
Okay, now I'm following. Yeah. I've seen several of the. Okay.
And there's like a squirrel that had
If I
like,
won the lottery, I wouldn't tell anybody, but there'd be signs and like dudes
Yep.
that, like quitting work in a pink thong or something, or he comes to work in a tie and a pink thong or something.
Right.
Yeah, there'd be signs.
no fucks given.
Yeah, like okay, yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. Okay, I get it. Got it. Context.
It's pretty it's pretty good, funny
Okay.
meme. I wish I had some pulled up, but yeah. Especially the one with the fucking blue angel. Some dude just jacked the blue angel.
There'd be signs.
Cruising down the highway, fucking towing a blue angel. I was like, what?
You'd see me in the Blue Angel with fucking subwoofers.
Right?
Like there'd be signs. Yeah, the cottonwood would be the cottonwood would come down.
Right? Yeah, that cottonwood would be
So
gone.
no, not only would the cottonwood come down, it would get cut down at medium height, and I'd hire a chainsaw artist, and I would have them carve a Captain America in front of my house out of that piece
Yes, that would
100%.
totally be the sign.
with a shield. Just yeah, there'd be signs.
And then Andy would go get like some starving artist in Denton and have it like hand painted.
Oh yeah,
And then
No.
acrylic that shit, probably figure out some way to put speakers in
we'd
it.
spray it with clear. It'd be such a dope talking piece. I'd be a hit at Halloween.
You should make it like a statue. Make it like 10, 12 feet tall. So like it's really noticeable. Like you can't make it like a life size because then it's not going to be as noticeable. But if you make it like a fucking statue, make it huge like a shrine, like that'd be awesome.
I mean, I want it pretty. I'd like it life size.
No, I'm saying make it bigger than life size. So that
Well,
makes
And then for the,
more noticeable.
like you'd still have the hat, like
Yeah.
helmet, but
Yeah.
it would be my jawline. That'd make it me.
Gotta make it-
And then I'd have right underneath it the word humble.
Humble beginnings.
So, no, anyways.
Hey, Kayla, your people are in the news. Apparently, Louisiana legislature passes a surgical castration law for sex offenders. The Louisiana law is considered a controversial bill that would require certain sex offenders to undergo surgical castration. Cut it off! This proposal has sparked intense debate regarding its ethical implications, effectiveness as a deterrent, and potential human rights violations. Supporters argue it is necessary for protecting society, while opponents believe it raises significant moral and legal concerns. Audience, what do you think about this proposal? I
Like-
think their victims should be able to be the ones that castrate them.
Like,
Like the enjoyment.
so, okay, not only do you think it's justified, but do you think that they should have it done surgically? I feel like they should be alive and have it like
That's literally what Kayla said. She says, without anesthesia. Feel the burn, baby. Feel the burn.
What do they use to castrate cattle? I feel like that's what they should use.
Branding iron?
Because think about it. When they surgically castrate them, all you're doing is
Burning it.
getting a cut, right? And so they still have balls. I think you should take the whole thing. Like you no longer have balls. You're no longer a man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what you are. You identify as
Clearly
whatever
it's
you
not
want
me.
anymore, but you're no longer like. I think they should take their balls, like legitimately. Like those jokes, like yeah, she's got his balls in his purse and whatnot. Like no,
Right.
the government's really has his balls. Like really do. Like for that kind of stuff, man. Especially like the child molesters, like that. Oh man.
Kayla says, fry it up and feed it to them. Oh, for their last meal.
Well,
hey, we have
Yeah.
spaghetti and meatballs tonight.
that's the problem. Is like you can't force them to chew and swallow it. Like you wouldn't be able to force that upon them. Like you'd have to hold a gun to their head and say, "Do this or else."
Oh my God, Kayla literally said what I said earlier.
What?
Take their fingers too. I literally said that when I was reading the story and I was talking to you about it. I was like, well, you're going to have to take their fingers too.
That's dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, Donna says they need to be converted to eunuchs. Yep.
Yeah. What movie was that from like the 80s or the 90s where they turned everybody into eunuchs? It's a sci-fi movie. I don't remember what it was, but anyways.
Speaking of Ashley's comment, Ashley says, sounds like a good idea. However, it would cause them to find worse ways to release their rage. Still a good idea. So, ironically, it's funny you mentioned that because a story just popped in my head of New York, I think it is. They're putting punching bags throughout the city so people can just let their fucking rage out and just knock the shit out of the punching bag. I was like, that's actually really fucking cool. I would totally like go find each one and just pow, 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 pow.
And here's what happens.
What?
They have one by the bar.
Yeah. Where? Who?
No, just listen.
Oh, okay.
They got one by the bar.
I'm like, where? I want to go to this bar.
It's like 2 a.m. shutting down. You just got turned down, so you're pissed, right?
Right.
Everybody's hammered, so you going wail on this fucking punching bag, and some drunk asshole's like, you want to fight somebody for real, badass? Like, I can just see it happening. Oh, you punched in that fucking bag, pussy. Why don't you come punch me? Like, it.
Yeah.
I already got the script written, dude. Like, like I see that going sideways real fast.
Kayla says, you can hold their nose, breathe, or swallow. Oh, so you're waterboarding with nuts.
They would, now we borderline torture, and I guess
that's torture. I believe
the justice system's not gonna go behind that, and they can still spit it out. What you can do, like slam their jaw shut? Then uppercut. I see in media outlets.
Roundhouse.
Just
roundhouse.
Right in the chin.
Right in the chin.
But yeah, I see a media outlet getting a hold of that and just fucking running with it, and just that prison would be shut down ASAP.
Oh yeah, dude. With all of this fucking politically correct people.
To Ashley's thing, what'd she say? Just they'd all be pissed off, or they'd
find they'd have to release their.
They're in jail.
Yeah.
So what? Let them release it on each other. Put them all in the same pod together with no balls. Or you know what? Better yet, drop.
Maybe they'll start baking.
Tell them that tell them if you make it a game and be like, if you can retrieve your balls, they will be sewed back on. You just drop it in front of them and say, go. You know how many nuts be squashed? Like. The problem would take care of itself.
So Andy is basically making a Squid Game out of fucking people's nuts.
Out of child molesters.
Yes,
nuts.
Child molesters.
Well, rapists too.
Yeah.
I guess to me a child is worse, but let's just be honest, that crime is heinous no matter what.
No matter the age.
But
even more so when
it's hard as you get younger. But I don't want to ever take anything away from somebody who's been a victim of that. So it's not that it shouldn't be at a different level. It's just society wise, it hits harder.
Right.
And sorry.
Well, that's because then they got to go through like 50, 60, 70 years worth of trauma.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're older, then you got like 30 or 40 years. So it's like you literally have your entire.
I think honestly, if the child is saved at the right time and has enough therapy and whatnot, because they're so young, I think they'd eventually be able to. I think when you get older and it happens to you, you're such a good memory, and it's hard to block things out at a certain point because you send a like I remember more from my adulthood than I do from my younger childhood, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but that's for obvious reasons.
If I got molested at 25, I would have more of a clear memory of it than if I got molested like 6 and 7 years.
That's true, but that's because your body's natural fight or flight type of thing is it tries to basically erase that history because it's bad history, and you don't live there, and you're trying to move forward. So that's your body. It's like basically your body goes into protection mode, and that's. But to your point, yes, it would be fresh in your mind, and that recovery time would obviously exponentially take longer. Like you wouldn't be recovered until you're like 70 years old, and then by then you have like 35 cats, and like it's game over at that point.
Cats?
Yeah, cats.
Like cat lady?
Yes, cat lady. You become cat lady.
Or 35 castrate. All right, wait.
Oh shit, that's fucked up.
Damn it. No, but yeah, that's cut their balls off. Do it while they're awake. Actually take them. No surgery.
Kayla says Louisiana streams all their parole hearings live on YouTube. It's sad how many get released. They should never be granted parole. I feel like there's certain crimes that are so heinous. So just so y'all know, like I actually was on jury duty, and when they were doing the final round of like interviewing each individual juror, they interviewed me, and like I let the motherfucker have it. I was like, I am not no filter Devin, and I was just like, look, like I belong to these organizations that you're basically the scum of the earth and yada yada yada. And needless to say, I was not picked for the jury.
Yeah, they're definitely not gonna pick me. The defense will definitely be like, yeah, he's got to go.
But here's the crazy part. That's the guy who made the news that drank his water bottle and then he died like literally like minutes after he took. Basically, he had a water bottle. Then obviously they don't check that when you go through security, and he drank it all and then apparently died like within minutes. So he mixed himself some kind of a cocktail, and because he knew he was dead to rights, basically. When I heard the allegations and there was multiple, and then there was witnesses and shit, I was like, because that's the thing. When we walked in, they literally had the case up on the projectors, and then they talked about it, right? And they talk about the case,
yep.
and so I knew a lot about the case because they kind of warned us ahead of time, and I was like, God, I would get the fucking worst case possible.
No, yeah, I would. I got interviewed for jury duty like that. There's no way I could let my answer or my not let my feelings.
Yeah, and I mean, I know too many people that it's happened to, and like it's around me. It's a lot of people that I've dated and stuff. It's happened to, and it's like I've seen how it traumatized their life and their decisions.
And that's true. I could use that also. Be like, actually, I was a victim. Like,
that's my point. Yeah, and there were some people there that like either it had happened to them or one of their very close like family members, like their wife or whatever.
Like, I take this personal.
Right.
I hope he gets his balls.
Like, I want to fucking spoon feed it to him.
Like, yeah, I'd like it if he was rectally violated while this was happening. Like,
and that was the thing, man. It's like to Kayla's point, she's like, good, save tax money. But me, I'm like, I feel like he didn't serve the time for his crime. He took the fucking coward chicken shit way out, and like that's pisses me off.
Yeah,
like anything. Like to me, I'm like, I feel like they should have started a new law that water, like they will hand you the water. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't bring your own anything in.
I'm sure they're taking precautions at this point, but at this point, like,
you're right over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Death isn't. That's the problem. Is death is too good for these people. Like,
exactly.
Like they need to be here. They may not regret what they done, but I feel like the punishment should fit the crime. I feel like they should be castrated live away. Yeah. I feel like they really should be for that whole rage thing, aim the rage. I feel like they should be locked in similar pods together, which really doesn't matter because if you get locked in Gen Pop and you're a child molester, you're getting killed anyways. You're getting beat up every day until you get killed if you aren't killed.
Yep. Once they find out, especially if they're all together, then it makes it a huge, easy target on the
it's like waterboarding. The problem is you can't torture them.
Yeah.
I feel like they should be, but then something like there's going to be like 20 years of this guy getting tortured, and I'm going to be like, all right, maybe it's time for him to die. Like, maybe torture them until they truly realize what they did and then apologize. I don't know. I don't know.
Because honestly, like I feel like there's no rehabilitation for that. Like once you have that mindset, there's no rearranging and changing that. I don't care. I know like it's supposed to be corrections facility and all that bullshit, but like let's be real. It doesn't curb the behavior. It doesn't do anything except for make them want to go out and do it again and not get caught this time. Like they're gonna learn from their lesson and try to not get caught. Like it's just
you molested a child. You know what I'm saying? There's no like something inside you,
but so many of them get off. Like
I know
they get out,
but that's what I'm saying. Like there's some,
or they have like really low sentences, and I'm like,
yeah,
what
that's the shitty thing. But and you're like you said, like once you do that, like there's something inside that person.
Yep, it's not going to be
whether they learn how to curb it or not.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean. Even if they learn how to, those were unnatural and it was wrong of me and I was crazy. The thing is something in that person sometime in life said, you know what?
Yeah, they thought it was right at one point.
Messing with a child is a good idea, and like, because you got to think about it, dude. To do this,
be careful what you say because sound bites. Somebody
these. So I'm referring to the men's side of things, just because that's usually what you hear about, anyways. But like these men have to be, and I don't mean to. This is going to get kind of graphic, but these men have to be aroused.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
that's my point.
The thought of messing with children.
Mm-hmm.
And so for somebody to be aroused like at the thought of children is like that's some bad wiring.
Yeah, Kayla hit the nail on the head. It's an addiction, just like a drug addiction. Once an addict, always an addict. Yeah, that basically is what I'm saying without using the word addict.
I think it's worse than an addiction.
Yeah, I think it
this
honestly is
truly mental wiring somewhere in the head that is a true condition of. The problem is some people try to justify it. Well, back in the 1400s, they were marrying 14-year-olds and this and that.
But that was the social norm back then. Like, that's different because that was
people try to say the people that are trying to say pedophilia is a sexuality. Those people.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. Like, well, they were married back in that. There's still tribes to these days that take their brides at 16 and shit. And I'm like, does that make them right?
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's right just because they do it. Like that's my argument that I have in business all the time. Is like, just because you've been doing it a certain way doesn't mean it was the right way. It doesn't mean it was the fastest way, and it definitely doesn't mean it was the best way. But yeah, like that's the same sandwich. Donna said, "Okay, late to the conversation, but I knew who had to find a movie, Planet Earth."
Find the movie, Planet Earth. Which one? Where they were castrating everybody?
Oh wait, there's a movie where they castrated people?
There is a movie that my dad watched, a sci-fi movie, and I don't remember for the life of me what it was, but there's a cast of people that are dudes that were eunuchs, and they had to castrate them all. And I can't remember what it was called. Yeah, see, she said, eunuch, the movie with the eunuchs. I'm gonna have to look.
Is it called Eunuchs? Maybe
no, it's called Planet Earth.
Oh, okay.
But she's talking about the eunuchs, what we were talking about earlier.
Right.
But yeah, that movie was crazy. But yeah, I don't know, man. That's something you can't fix.
It's absolutely. I mean, the only way to fix it is waterboard them. No.
I would love it if this was a perfect world and you really could rehabilitate that out of somebody. That'd be great.
Retrain the brain type of thing.
Truly do that so they could go on and actually lead a productive life. But the thing is, as soon as you cross that line, you're never having a productive life again after that.
Yep. I mean, to Kayla's point about the addiction thing, it's like you feeding that urge, and that's what basically addiction is you're feeding that urge and that temptation.
I agree.
You're indulging in that temptation, and that's basically the definition of addiction. So yeah, I could see the similarities in like what she was saying.
I agree to that point. I do. It's so much deeper.
It is.
Yeah, it's addiction on a different level.
Yeah.
Totally different level.
Yeah, because it's not just a mental addiction; it's a physical. Because obviously, with the
it's just gross. Like to think about, like And again, I'm thinking about it from the dude point, but like at one point in life, this dude got aroused over a child, and that's gross. It's like that's depraved, not just gross. That's like subhuman behavior.
Yeah, it's like animal. It's beyond animalistic.
Anyways.
So, in lighter news, oh wait, not really lighter news. A beagle breeder,
and remember that all you Hollywood elites out there, you dirty effers, don't kill me. I didn't hang myself.
In Vigo, a beagle breeding facility is facing serious legal action over animal welfare violations.
Let's save the animals. Everybody, save the animals.
We got to save the animals because they're way better than people. The facility has been accused of mistreating dogs, including inadequate medical care, poor living conditions, and excessive euthanasia. The case highlights ongoing concerns about animal welfare in commercial breeding operations and has prompted calls for stricter regulations and oversight. Just kind of FYI, like they were fined $35 million with an M dollars. It's the largest ever in Animal Welfare Act case history. I think this is amazing. I think this is a great, like, I don't think the situation is amazing. I think the fact that they're literally throwing the book at them to kind of stop this, because that's one of the main reasons why, like, I will never buy a breeder dog. I always, like, Willow's a rescue. Sapphire was a stray. Gucci was also a rescue. Sable was a rescue. Like, all my dogs throughout my life have always been rescues and stuff, and they're some of the best fucking dogs. Sometimes too much loving, like fucking Sapphire trying to be all up in your face all the time.
That's Pitbull.
Yeah, she's like, I gotta be like, I gotta have my face next to your face. I gotta make sure you see me. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I see you. I can't also see the TV. So what do y'all think about, like, honestly, like, about like getting your dog or an animal, whatever, at a breeding facility versus, like, you know, and then also like the regulations and stuff? Do you think there should be more stringent regulations? Because honestly, like when we went to Canton, dude, like we saw, like I saw some of those dogs. And
Canton, yes, absolutely. I agree. I don't like puppy mills.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm seeing these, and I'm like going.
But I've seen puppy mills, and I've seen legit operations.
Right.
Like, so there's,
and I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying there was a few that I saw.
There's about, amongst the majority of the operations out there are horrible, but there were those ones that set up where, like, literally you sign up for the dog there, and you still don't see the dog for another 3.5 weeks while they check on you. And
that is awesome. Checks. I mean, even like when I got Willow, like they did a full, like I had to take video of my backyard. Like they did a full. Yeah. They had to make sure I had secure fence and everything else. I'm like, she's not the one I got to worry about. It's Sapphire.
Puppy mills are no puppy mills are. I disagree with them. So
yeah, I think we should just all band together and just stop funding them.
And so like, well, the problem is like unfit puppy mills, place like Canton.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So which really sucks, because like the one that I know for sure that does this out there is the English Bulldog one. Like you have to prove, like they do like a background check, they do like a credit check, they do a whole bunch, because a couple years, it was way before, it was way back in like 2000, it was before Jackson when I was going, and I talked to one of the ladies out there, and she's like, yeah, she goes, we're a much different operation than what's being let happen out here, because apparently when Puppy Row,
yeah,
like back in the day, Puppy Row,
yeah, was
true like dog breeders, and not like puppy mills pumping out 6 litters out of one dog in like 3 years.
Right.
That makes sense. Like where they wear their dogs out. So and like the operation I went up to when I went to go get Stormy, it was a couple, and the husband actually transports dogs for rescues. And then she had a full built out building kennel in the back. And then she had also off to the side, basically a sleep house where she would actually sleep anytime with the mother and the litter, anytime that a litter was they had.
Oh, that's good.
And so even when she came out to give us the papers and everything, dude, like she wears scrubs all the time, because that's all she does is take care of the dogs. And so when we picked her up, she had already had her dewormers. She had her shot records. They gave us vitamins and also medicine for her too, as well, as far as her next round of dewormers. They gave us all the papers on her too, as well. And it was like a professional, like very well built, and they were having to downsize operation. You want to know why they're having to downsize operations?
Why is that?
Because they're having to compete with puppy mills.
Well, and that's the catch-22. You know, it's like
people are going to these cheap places, because I'm going to be honest with you, we got a deal because they were moving. I got a $1,500 dog for $500.
Oh wow!
Because they were having to downsize their operation.
Yeah.
But the thing is this $500 is what you would $300 to $500 is what you would pay from a puppy mill, but you won't get papers. You won't have a healthy dog. You may get a healthy dog. It's a possibility, but
yeah.
Is it likelihood that there could be something wrong with them? Yes, because they could come home with parvo, they could come home with kennel cough, they come home with a number of things, especially out in that muddy shit out there in Canton.
Yeah, it's pretty,
and so people go for the cheap option, even though they don't get papers and they don't get any kind of medical treatment or follow up. Like this lady still messages Lindsay to check on her. Like, hey, what's progress? Can we see pics and this and that? And she also gave us the whole thing to be part of the American Kennel Association, and so they make us upload pics too as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Make sure that they're taken care of. But yeah, she followed up with us several times as Stormy's been getting bigger.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yes, the reason they have trouble is because of puppy mills, because a person would rather go save the money and buy a possibly okay dog rather than pay the extra and get a true dog that has papers of a person who's actually taking care of their breeds.
Right.
Pit bulls are unfortunately one of those that are bred way too often in puppy mills.
Yeah. Well, what's the latest craze of dog? It's the Frenchies. I saw a ton of those out there. It's whatever like the in dog is, right? Because the Frenchies surpassed the Lab. The Lab for probably decades has always been the number one dog.
Frenchies are stupid expensive too.
They are, and I'm like, Jesus, and they got a lot of health problems too.
And all the ladies are going to be like, "Yeah, you're fucked up," but I don't like French bulldogs at all.
Yeah,
they're too. I'll pet them and I'll treat just like any other dog, but they're too uppity and wild and fucking like they require a lot of patience. Like they're a different kind of sapphire. I don't know how to describe it, man. They're a different kind of sapphire.
Yeah, Sapphire, man, she's a trip. But she didn't do what Willow did the other night when I was at your house Sunday when the storm hit.
What did Willow do?
See the carpet over there?
Oh, because of the storms. That's why she did that.
And I remember I think I told you the dryer thing. Like she hopped in the dryer one day I came home because of the storms, and then
pretty smart actually. Maybe you should just leave that open.
I do. I leave the washer and dryer doors both open.
I bet if you put ice in there, she'd definitely find her in there. I'm not that you should, but
no, she's not a big ice fan.
Okay, she'd just be laying in it. You never seen those huskies? They find them laying in ice machines and shit. Yeah, dude.
Well, I mean, she does love to lay in front of the damn fucking AC fan or AC system that I have in the master bedroom. She'll lay like literally right in front of it.
Nice.
But yeah, so I came home and she destroyed the entire carpet all the way to the pad, where I have chunks of pad. I don't know how she it literally is like a perfect straight line cut. I'm like,
she was trying to get away from the storm.
I know, and I'm like, going, what were you gonna do? Gonna dig underneath the door? Like, what were you thinking? Like, what was your thought process? Like, you ain't getting through the fucking door.
Nope. Poor dog.
Yeah, so anyway, I came
carpet.
home. Yeah, no. So now it was funny because I was literally looking at flooring for upstairs, and I was like, God, I'm like, this is gonna be such a nightmare.
You need it now, sir.
Yeah, now I don't even have an option. Now I have to fucking do it. So I'll probably end up doing the landing and figure out something to do with the stairs, and then I'll work my way to the bedrooms and shit eventually once I figure out how I can move all this heavy ass furniture, especially in here with all this equipment and shit. This is gonna be a fun fest.
Big fun bunch.
Yep.
All right, man.
Well, earlier today I was having issues with my phone and obviously with the geofence because I came home and my house was 80 degrees and
That's what you get for not using a cedar fence, bro. I tried to tell you. Anyways, go ahead.
So AT&T says customers are facing interoperability issue, whatever the fuck that means. AT&T customers across the nation are experiencing issues with making calls due to a network problem. The outage is impacting users' ability to connect with others, causing significant disruptions. AT&T has acknowledged the issue and is working to resolve it. But the exact cause and timeline for a fix remains unclear. It's probably fucking AI.
Huh.
Oh, it's probably, you know what? I was probably right about the lines being cut. It just happened today. So how do y'all feel like, because AT&T has been, I'm going to ask the audience this, like AT&T has been in the news a lot lately for their intermittent service and like their data breach and everything else. Like
T-Mobile has too.
Yeah.
They had a data breach about a year or so ago too. I was part of that.
Oh, were you really?
Yep.
You know, it's funny because like I belong to a bunch of those companies that like do like they check the black web and all that sort of stuff, or the dark web. And so like I get notifications when stuff happens, and it's ironic that I've been having somebody trying to hack into my Yahoo account for the last 3 weeks, and luckily I have like 2 and 3 factor authentication on all my everything. So I don't really have that issue, although like, you know, obviously recently with the Google Docs thing, that was a nice surprise. So yeah, I had to change multiple passwords.
Yeah, gonna have to do. Yeah, that was interesting. Interesting how people try to get into documents that they were a part of, but they shouldn't be in now.
Right.
That's crazy, dude. Like I don't get it, man. And then they like the last login is their email. Like,
so this is what like people don't understand. Like, there is a trail. Anytime you do anything, there's a trail.
Doesn't matter if you have a VPN.
It does not matter because there's a trail, and it's easy to find IP addresses. It's easy to find computers. It's easy to find devices. It's easy to find all that information because it's all readily available.
Trust me, you're using a VPN and a capital case comes up and the government wants to get a hold of what you're fucking doing on your internet, they're getting a hold of what you're doing on the internet. I don't give a fuck what a VPN says. They're going to find a way.
Yep.
Fucking get a hold of that shit. Period.
Yep. Well, it's just like recently with Telegram, there was some companies or something that got busted because it's supposed to be encrypted and this, that, and the other. But clearly, yeah, there's always a way, a workaround. There's always a way, to figure out. Which is going to be interesting with the whole blockchain thing because it's going to make it a little bit harder. And so those of you who don't know, we're like, whenever you browse like Facebook or if you're ever on a browser or anything like that, you're on what's called Web 2.0. So the big push right now is going to be Web 3.0. And what the difference between Web 3.0 and Web 2.0, which is what we're all used to, is that the Web 3.0 is using blockchain technology, which so think of crypto. So think of how
I know we're
no
smelling
one
air again.
Yeah, no one person has all the keys to the castle, which is actually like as far as fraud and as far as
thing.
Yeah, as far as AI and stuff, it's one extra step that AI has to try to put all these blocks that are all over the world and try to piece them together and figure out the order and the pattern, which trust me, it can be done. I mean, AI is infinitely, it can do things in a matter of seconds that, would take us a lifetime to fucking do. Just because of the algorithms and all that sort of stuff that goes into it. So, I mean, yes, it's more secure than what we have now. Is it the end all be all? Probably not.
Fair.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's kind of what I've been studying lately is the Web 3.0, that sort of stuff. And because I'm like, I got to future proof my company's website and other websites and stuff that I'm a part of. Just because, like, I've already, like I said, like, already had hacking attempts and everything else. I've already had notifications that my information, even from AT&T, was out on the web and out on the dark web and everything else. I'm like,
Capital One's got that for me. They've been notifying me. Somebody's been somebody got my compromised information, and like I've lost so many debit cards in the last year.
Oh, bro, yeah, you are the fucking debit card.
You can't, like, I feel bad for anybody. Identity thief trying to keep up with me, dude. I've lost so many fucking debit cards, it's not even funny. And like, I'm surprised like Capital One hasn't been like, are you really Andy? Like, I'm surprised they haven't texted me and been like, is this you? Like, we literally sent you a card 3 weeks ago. Like, I'm needing another one. But yeah, no, good luck trying to get a hold of my debit shit, man, because it keeps switching like every 3 months. But yeah, no, it's that's that shit, man. I don't know, man.
Donna says, can you imagine a world of AI? The government has taken over and now controls your entire being. Oh, wait, I think they are there.
Shit, talk about the things in your nightmares. Speaking of your things and of things in your nightmares.
What's that?
Giant venomous flying spiders invading New York any day now. Yeah, this is not a joke, ladies and gentlemen. This is not your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, Peter and shit, swinging through the streets of New York. This is an invasive species of spider that's actually been moving up the East Coast for quite a while now. It's first found in 2010 towards Florida and Georgia areas. Folks in the New York and New Jersey area are bracing for the imminent arrival of the I don't know if it's Joro or Horo spider. It's Joro, a giant, and this is a big spider, folks.
Well, if it's in the United States, it's probably Joro. If it's in Mexico, it's
Horo. It came from Asia.
Oh, it came from Asia?
So I don't know. So it's probably Joro.
Oh, then it's Yarrow.
Okay.
Yoro.
Okay. But apparently this thing is pretty big. It's 8-legged critters are known for their ability to parachute around town. So they literally shoot out webs that look like little bubbles or parachutes. and then they literally hitch rides on air currents. The female spiders have legs spans reaching up to 4 inches. So this is a good size spider, not quite camel spider, and not quite huntsman spider, but definitely a big one. It's easily identifiable. It looks very similar to your those yellow garden spiders. They're very fluorescent yellow, and it's got kind of a gray color to it as well. It does look different, but the invasive spiders has roots in East Asia. First invaded Florida, the Carolinas, Alabama, Mississippi, Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, Maryland, and now going up into Jersey and New York. So
are these poisonous? Venomous?
Yes, they are venomous.
Venomous.
That doesn't say how venomous.
Yeah, like that's what I'm wondering.
Like,
is like, is it enough to kill a human? Is it like Black Widow? Is
like,
it like
so they even say that Black Widow by itself is not necessarily enough to kill a human. The one we really have to worry about is brown recluse, because of the fact that it eats a hole in your skin, and if you don't get it treated, it's going to get infected, and then you get gangrene, and then you have to have your arm. Never mind. It's I'm going off on a tangent. City life suits these spiders well. Suits these spiders well. They've been spotted hanging from telephone poles and street lamps. Not unlike the superhero Spider-Man, but yeah, this ain't no. They are venomous, but experts say they are not lethal to humans and are pets. Oh, so so if your dog goes and eats one, they'll be okay eventually. And they're more into devouring other spiders and insects. Yeah, I'm sure if they get bit by one, they'll probably have a bad day for a little while. Still, these seriously creepy crawlers ain't easy on the eyes. They look creepy as fuck.
They do.
Especially if they are floating out of the sky towards you. Imagine that I've seen tiny spiders parachute before, but man, a 4-inch spider coming at me, like, you'd see it. I'd be out there playing spider baseball, kind of like Beavis and Butthead with frogs.
Bro, I'd be out there with my flamethrower. I'd be fucking those things up.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool too.
I'd be like frying those bitches while they're flying in the air. Just Oh, Donna texted a pic.
What, of the spider?
I don't know. I'll find out.
Because I have the pic. I got it right here. I'm looking at it. It's on the news story.
It's where? Oh. Can you... Oh, you're not on the same thing I'm on.
I love me some spiders. They're cool. I don't go play with them or anything, but they don't bug me. Not like they used to. Andy. Okay, hold on.
Wait, where is it? Dude, have y'all seen the Meta AI?
Where did you... Okay, so Donna, is this a pic? Did you take this picture?
Oh, did she text it to you?
These look very close. This one looks... Yeah, this looks like it.
Let me see. Oh, wow. It's like kind of cool looking.
It looks really close to the story.
Yeah, it's very... What's up, Byrony? Prestige worldwide.
Why? All right, sorry. Remember, the soundbite doesn't work, so you can't hear, so we got to do it.
Yeah. Oh, she said she Googled it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I've got the news story I got pulled up does have... The one that you got is looks really creepy, just like this one. This one just looks like it's got a bigger abdomen. They probably just found the creepiest one they could find for the fucking news.
Yeah, the one that I saw was like bulbous. That's all I can say is
a bulbous object.
Like, just so y'all know, like, hey,
the word of the night, bulbous.
Bulbous. That is the word of the night. It's the phrase that pays. So that's the one that Donna sent.
Or if you want to look it up, you can Google it too.
Yeah, you can Google it.
Good. It was called the, what did I call the spider?
Bulbous.
Yes, it's the bulbous species. Giant venomous flying spider. Did it say what? Did I say? Did I say the name of it?
Yeah, I think you did.
I'm looking, folks. New Jersey brazen inland rival. Blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, the Joro spider. Duh, we've talked about the pronunciation. What's wrong with me? Short-term memory sucks.
Joro.
All right, but anyways, that's what we got going on the creepy crawly news. I haven't found any other real bug stories to creep you out, so we'll just keep on moving.
Keep on moving.
Hey, and just a quick tip out there for anybody, you TikTok fans, if you, or even Reels or Instagram, if you're watching those videos where people are doing those shortcut dances and they're doing them together, and they're doing it to like a lot of old school songs and stuff. Stop supporting that shit. Watch the Netflix documentary, and you'll understand why you should stop supporting it. It is very eye-opening. There's a very evilish underlying theme going on behind those videos, or organization going on behind those videos. It's they're not all bells and whistles like they look like in those videos. There's something going on in the background, and I'm not going to give it all away, but watch the Netflix series. Was it called 7M, something like that? Dance with the Devil or Dance for the Devil, the 7M conspiracy or cult conspiracy or something like that.
Is that on Netflix? Or
yes, it's on Netflix. Okay. But yeah, if you're into those videos, after you watch, please stop supporting them. And after you watch the series, you'll understand why it is messed up. I used to watch them because I used to I'm a break dancer, and I like watching people do dances and stuff. And like they used to do all these routines where they're pop locking and doing crazy stuff. But I found out watching this series, there's a whole other underlying thing going on behind these videos and they're not children, these are adults, so police can't really do anything about it, but they're shunning their families, they're basically cutting themselves off from their families. And now that it's garnered national attention, the person behind the scenes has told them to go ahead and go see their families and make sure they put it on social media so it looks like they're all having a good time and everything's worked out. It's just, watch the video or watch the series, or I think it's a 3-part series, or is it a whole movie? I don't remember, but please stop supporting those stuff. Those things they're awesome to watch because they're great dance routines, but the stuff is behind it is sickening. Not quite, well, there is some, but not quite children molestation like the Nickelodeon thing. It's not as bad, but it's still that bad.
That's the thing. Like, I've worked for enough companies and stuff like that I've seen corruption firsthand, and I don't think it's isolated incident. Like, I honestly think that it's systemic. Like, I feel
this guy, the guy that was in this, he's some people, somebody found him, and it's like literally like it happened to her in her past, and she's like, he's still out there because she got away from some of the stuff he did originally before this happened. And then found out about him doing this, and she was like, he's still around. I thought he would have been in jail by now for something.
Well, and that's the problem. If you don't say something, then and that's what my argument is like, understand, if you don't say something, and this is actually when Ashley left P&H, I told her, it's like, hey,
people did say something. That was the problem.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, this guy has been this has been publicized, and still he's found a way to wedge his way around stuff and still get in place of a power. It has to do with hiding behind God and religion, and him being God's voice, and like, it's really a mess. I don't want to.
All right, well, now I know what I'm watching tonight. How long is this? Like 4-hour movie?
it's a pretty long documentary, but like,
what's it called again?
It's called Dance with the Devil or Dance for the Devil. Okay. It's one of those two. It's like the 7M conspiracy or something, because the company that that the guys, or the company that was behind it, that he started for all these people, or all these, they look like kids, but they're adults. They're all over 21.
Okay, that's
right, or maybe over 18. I don't know. I didn't. But the thing is they can think for themselves at this point, as far as society is concerned.
Right.
Because the police have been called. There's been a lot of kind of things to try and get this shut down, and because it's involving adults and not children, nothing can be done. And so, yeah, it's. But no, it's rough, man. It sucks. I used to like watching those videos because they got really big when COVID happened, and they were doing all these dance routines. There'd be like 4 or 5 of them, and they're doing this stuff with their hands, and then camera moves with them, and they're really good at what they do. But then I watch this, and I'm just like, man, that's
see, and not like that to me. I'm just like that. The only person I like to watch is Marquise Scott. Like, he does that break dancing.
He does pop locking.
Yeah, pop locking, and then he does the toe thing. That's his signature. That's his, like, the Michael Jackson. Well, yeah, Michael Jackson and Michael Jordan both have their signature, like, outline or whatever, their monogram, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this guy has his signature monogram is him doing the toe balance.
Oh yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
who you're talking about.
Yeah. So he's I discovered him.
Wasn't his nickname Nonstop?
Yep.
Yep.
So I found him way long time ago, and in
Right.
fact, a lot of my dance moves and stuff back in the day were like a lot similar to his.
The one that got him really.
He got on Ellen. That's when he really blew up.
And he got one of his virals that he did, because this was YouTube. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? It was
Pumped Up Kicks.
Yeah, it was the Pumped Up Kicks.
Yep,
one.
that one was.
That
song
one
was
still-
super popular at the time.
To this day, and it was a dubstep remix.
Yep.
And to this day, like I've watched his videos. To this very day, that is one of his best routines, like his lock and freeze. Like it was so,
And it was on point to the music.
and
Like,
the crazy
everything
thing-
he did was
the crazy thing about it though,
he
is
did it in reverse.
He did it so good that
Yeah.
it looked like he was doing camera effects. That's how good he is at popping. Like
Yeah.
it looks like he's doing. And the thing is you'd see people walking in the background.
Yeah.
So it was real. Like it was that. Yeah, that's when I first started following him. And then he actually did several routines with one other dude and a short cat.
Did you see the one where they went into a convenience store and it said like, "Don't adjust your volume, don't adjust your headphones or whatever"? That
Probably.
one was really good too. But yeah, I followed all of his stuff, and then I even followed his when he was practicing, like when he'd go into basically like a big huge like gymnasium or whatever with a bunch of other people, and he would basically practice and stuff, and it was fascinating, just like him coming up and seeing those, because like perfect example, that Pumped Up Kick song, I don't know if you noticed or not, but like halfway in the song he does everything back when it does the rewind thing, he does everything in backwards. I'm like going, oh shit, it's hard enough doing it forward, this motherfucker is gonna do everything in reverse. I was like, yeah, he was.
That was one of his hardest routines, dude.
Yeah, that definitely was. He did a Beat It Michael Jackson remix. I was like, ooh,
honestly, the only other dance crew that I truly will like mess with as far as videos is the Jabberwockies. They are, man, especially their early stuff. When they were back with America's Best Dance Crew. They're the guys that wear the face mask, the blank expression face mask.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't.
Oh, dude, they got so hot they ended up they have a residency in Vegas. Like, dude,
wow.
They are, bro. If you saw some of the routines these cats do,
yeah.
And the thing is they wear these blank face masks,
right,
that show no expression,
right,
and so they have to express through all their movement.
Yeah,
they're so dope. I'm surprised you haven't heard of them, man.
Yeah,
they've been around for a hot minute, dude.
Yeah, I kind of just like I saw Marquise, and I followed a couple of his other guys that he danced and stuff with, and I was like, there's a white guy that does some pretty good stuff, but he's just it's not as fluid as Nonstop is. If you
do decide to check out Jabberwockies, look at their performances from America's Next Best Dance Crew. Those are going to be some of the best routines they've had.
Yeah. Okay.
Their early stuff, because the thing is like when you first saw them come on the scene, you'd never seen them before. So now when you see them do their stuff, they come up with stuff new all the time, but it's still stuff that I kind of saw back when they were beginning too. So it's just like Nonstop. Like he's still dope as hell.
Right.
But his early stuff, like that video
when he broke the barrier,
was that like 6 years ago?
Oh, it was probably more than that.
Yeah, it's been a while, right?
It's been a long time. So, I think I added him on YouTube back when he like had only thousands of followers.
Yeah,
and then he got
for that video though. Wasn't that like 7, 8 years ago? Then
hold on, I'll look it up. Where is it? Pumped Up Kicks. I guess I could have typed in 12 years ago. I knew you were off. I was just like, okay. I didn't know how much. Wow. I was like, yeah, it's been a while. I knew it had been a while. 12 years.
So
guess how many views? Just take a wild guess how many views.
Probably 3.2 mil.
Oh, bro.
Really? Like 11.5?
149 million. Yeah, I was blown away. That's what I was like. Well, I gotta ask you that question.
I'm sure like 300 of those were me. I watched that shit over and over and over.
And what's crazy is like the setting is so subdued. It's so it's blasé. Like it's not impressive. It's not The setting is just like he's literally.
He goes
It looks
backwards and he sits down on the bench and he does and then he goes back into the routine and it's like, yeah, it's badass.
It is.
He's a legend.
And then I'm like looking at his shoes because like I know what I danced in, and I'm like going, how the fuck is he doing it?
All his
in high top.
Almost all his shoes all his stuff is done in Jordans.
I know. I'm like
or Air Ones.
Yeah, I'm like going, dude. Like I had to dance in like dress shoes because that was the only thing that could I could be flexible in because I couldn't have the ankle support. That's why I'm like going. I'm looking at him like, how the hell is he dancing that shit? Because like you got massive ankle support going on.
Well, you also those shoes are flat bottom, so you're not catching on too much.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Plus, he looks like he has his tongue out, so that means it's not.
He dances like a legend.
Yeah, he's fucking.
Speaking of legends,
yes.
Are my Cowboys fans out there? Any of my Cowboys fans out there right now? Talk to me, Cowboy fans. Anybody out there, my Cowboys fans, listening right now?
I don't think there is any, bro.
Nobody at all. Can I get a one hell yeah? I mean, come on. No Cowboys fans. I don't know. I'm trying to wait for the delay to catch up. Anybody? Well, anyways, if you haven't heard, Dallas Cowboys legendary center back from the days of when Cowboys were still crushing it. Back in the day, Larry Allen has passed away while on vacation in Mexico. Allen died suddenly while on vacation with his family in Mexico. He's 52 years old. Cowboys made the announcement on Monday morning, which I'm actually was late to the game because I heard about it today. Those of you who don't know, he had a very long career with the Cowboys. He came from a very hard lifestyle out near LA and was it Compton? I don't remember. I got to look for his background. But he came in and was a starting center for several years for Aikman. And I'm trying to think if he started. I don't remember who else he started for. But yeah, he was an absolute legend with the Cowboys. I believe I can't remember if he got put into the ring or was it the Ring of Honor? I think he was. I could be wrong on that. If anybody out there want to fact check me on that, that's cool too as well. I'm sorry. You know what? He wasn't a center. I thought he was the center. I could have swore he was. I'm gonna have to correct myself. Allen was a second round pick for the Cowboys out of Sonoma State. He played offensive guard, then tackle for the Cowboys 1994 through 2005 and was widely regarded as one of the best offensive linemen of all time. I actually had the privilege of meeting him, and he's just as big as he looks in the fucking pictures. It's a kind of intimidating, and I mean this in no kind of derogatory way. He literally looks like a gorilla. I mean, like built like. He would probably palm my head and squash it with his hand. I was running a car wash back in Coppell, and he used to take his Bentley, and instead of hand washing it and taking care of it, he would just pull it right up onto the car wash track and run it straight through the car wash tunnel because he had money like that. Allen was named Dallas Cowboys, so yes, he is in the Ring of Honor, as well as the NFL's 1990s All-Decade Team, 2000s All-Decade Team, and NFL 100th anniversary all-time team. Yeah, he's going to be sorely missed in the sports world, that's for sure. I don't see... Let's see here. Trying to see if they have anything on cause of death. No, it has not been released yet, so we're not sure. It really sucks, unfortunately, because he was on vacation with his family. Y'all, I've met his wife. She's all of he's all of 6'3", maybe 6'4". I don't know, fucking huge. And his wife is 5'6" and maybe 170 pounds at best. He's 5 something and almost 300. Yeah, it was definitely different. But yeah, I think they had 3 or 4 kids, I want to say, maybe more. But yeah, it's unfortunate. But Dallas certainly, even though we take a loss every single fucking year, this one's a really hard loss for us. Anyways, that's just wanted to throw that out there if anybody hasn't heard. So, our condolences out to Larry Allen and his family. We do appreciate his many years of bringing home some Super Bowl titles before we stopped bringing him home. Oh boy.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, it's so weird that like we were a dynasty in the 90s and then like they haven't done a damn thing since.
It's because
we've had like the dream team multiple times.
It's because they're fucking we've had a dream team multiple times and we've said it 1,000 times. What is the common denominator every time we Jerry Jones?
But he was still in charge back when we won.
He ran off our dream team coach.
Yeah, that is true.
We'd probably still be winning some Super Bowls if Jimmy was still around.
Dude, like when he ran Jimmy Johnson out, I was like, dude, that was the dumbest fucking decision ever.
And it wasn't just that it was
a personality dispute.
Yeah,
it was like
it wasn't so much that he ran him off, it was that he's tired of it.
Yeah. And the thing is like Jerry Jones, being the business savvy and marketing entrepreneur that he is, he should have known. Like, you made a permanent decision based on a temporary feeling. Like, he basically fired him because...
And Jimmy's like, I don't give a fuck, I'm out.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm tired of your shit
gave
anyway.
You these fucking Super Bowl titles and you're going to act like this?
Yeah, like, that was the ultimate... Like, honestly, like, I felt bad for Jimmy Johnson because I'm like, dude, like, you're a badass.
Businessmen are supposed to pay attention to market trends. Jerry has not paid attention to his Cowboys market trends since 97. I feel like he should switch something up.
Kayla, game 2 this season means, are we playing the Saints? I mean, the S-Aints.
The who?
The S-Aints.
They haven't been. Yeah, they have. They've been the Aints for a couple seasons now. Like, and Chase probably listening. Like, fuck you, man.
Yeah, where's old
baby?
Where's the baby at?
Yeah, the baby.
Where's the baby?
Yeah,
I miss old the baby. Oh man, game 2. Oh man, I can't wait for football fucking season. When does that start? September, right? No, is it September? No, it starts before then, doesn't it? I guess it is September. I'm such not a sport aficionado.
Well, I haven't, dude. I haven't really kept up.
Kayla says the baby.
The only time I've ever been like, you know, I love football. I do like watching it.
I do.
Like,
I hate that it's so short. Like the season, it feels like you sneeze and you miss it.
my passion for the sport has been spoiled by my team.
Who's
like if
team?
the Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
Like,
well, I mean, I didn't know because you fucking love the Astros for some fucking strange, stupid, fucking
because I was
retarded reason.
Because it was the first game my dad ever took me to. I've been an Astros fan since I was like 13. No, younger than that because it was Houston. So.
Ever since
11,
he experienced Astroglide, he's loved the Astros.
I'm from the Astros of the days of Jeff Bagwell and
well, even Nolan
Ryan.
Nolan Ryan did. He started out at the Astros.
He put some of his best records up at the Astros.
Oh, dude, I saw his 25,000th strikeout. I was there for that, dude. That was such a huge fucking monumental. Made the record books and everything else. Like, I was so glad I got to see that. And I was also there for, I think he had 9 or something, no hitters or something. He had another record, and I was there for that one too. Like, I was a huge Rangers fan growing up.
I wish I would have been there for when he fucking fed that sandwich to
oh God.
Jackson's uncle has an autographed picture of that.
So I got one better. The company I worked for, they actually had the jersey with the blood on it signed by Nolan Ryan. Dude, I was like, that's got to be worth a fuck ton of money. And then it has the picture and everything. So, like, you see the jersey, and you look at the picture, and you can see the blood stains, and you can verify just by looking with your eyes. You go, oh, dude, that's the same.
I don't need a certificate.
Yeah, like, I can see. I'm like, yeah, that's the same jersey.
Yep. DNA test shows. That's cool, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, and it was that was the office that I told you I think I worked at, that they did a deal with Walmart, and they lost. Walmart basically denied the shipping, so they had to pay, or denied the product, and so they had to pay the shippers, and then they had to pay the producers.
Ooh.
So basically, I watched a company. I literally watched a company die on their deathbed. And I was like the last man standing. And here's the ironic thing. because I had already owned my company at the time, they were basically offering to give me the keys in all of their business and operate under my company. And I was like, you made that bad decision. Like, I don't think I want to do business with you. I'm just, what are you doing? You all right? What happened? Huh? Okay. Donna says she gave up after the 70s. Damn, I wasn't even alive in the 70s, so I can't say the same. What's going on with the Mavericks? I haven't been able to follow. I know that they're like in it to win it, but apparently in my notifications, they tell me the Rangers and what they're doing, but it doesn't tell me like what the hell the Mavericks are doing. I know the Stars are out of it, which sucks.
Yeah, they disappointed me.
Ashley, what are you making over there? Ashley's making FU nails. That is hilarious. Check it out.
Oh, boy. Wow.
At first, I saw the glass. I'm like, is she making bongs over here? Ooh, I like the... Damn, did you draw that? You got the microphone? Shit, girl. Ashley be getting her skill level up. She's taking it to the next level. I love it. Hey, Ashley, I'm very proud of you. I'm glad that you're, always competing with yourself, always trying to raise the bar, and always like you found something that you want to pursue, and you're just taking it to the next level. Like, that's awesome. And I don't know how everything worked out with that crazy chick, and if you have a target on your back or whatever, but I'd love to hear about it and find out what happened. What's the latest scoop? Because every job that you ever have, like, you're going to have a point where there's a target on your back.
Is it chocolate, peanut butter, or vanilla?
The target?
Scoop.
Oh, the scoop. Neapolitan.
Oh, shit. We're already almost 10 o'clock hour, dude.
Oh,
15 till.
Yeah.
I got to be in the office tomorrow.
Awesome.
No. Not always awesome.
No, I get to work from home tomorrow. Although, I don't know, because we have Spirit Week going on at my work.
Ah.
Yeah. So today I dressed in pajamas. We got
Yep.
to show up in pajamas. That was pretty awesome. And it was funny because we got that new sales guy I was telling you about that's medical. He's like a spearhead the medical line. And I'm like sitting there talking to him in pajamas. I'm like, how professional does this look right now?
When I was I will say so, when I worked at the shop.
Yeah.
At the center.
Uh-huh.
One Halloween, the whole shop dressed up.
Uh-huh.
Sort of. Some dressed up with they did something different with their polos or something, right?
Yeah.
So, and I dressed up as, it was kind of a mix between Bruno Mars and Money Mayweather almost. And like I had gold chains on and a gold robe, house shoes, and
nice.
and like slacks and like a white shirt or a black silky shirt underneath with a hat with gold all over it with gold frame glasses, and I was having to check people in and like talk to them seriously while wearing this.
That's hilarious, dude. Oh man. Yeah, so I got to see what Spirit Date is tomorrow because I may or may not go in. I know I have a oh dude, so I have an appointment tomorrow. Would get this, Forbes magazine. Like Sapphire. What the hell you barking at?
Anyways,
so I got a meeting tomorrow with Forbes magazine.
yeah.
So apparently Forbes has a I forget the exact name of it, the title, but basically it's all the executives and like high level people of the world basically offering advice and counseling other companies and other people and stuff like that, and they want me to be part of it. And then I saw like how much it's going to cost to be a part of it, and I'm like,
I'm hearing a lot of shit going on down there.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, what the fuck is Sapphire? What's your problem?
I'll be right back.
See, yeah, let her outside maybe. That's weird. Apparently, Sapphire's seeing dead people because she's just randomly barking, and that's not like her to do that, especially since she has her food and her water in her crate. So I don't know why she would be being an asshole, especially during the podcast. How rude Like, she should know better. She should time her barks after the podcast, not during. I mean, at least Willow, like, kind of finally learned after 200 plus episodes. She's laying down on the ground and it's like, yep, no fucks given. But Ashley, yes, going back to your comment so far, she's being nice to you again, so that is awesome. Like, sometimes, you just gotta like be the alpha. You gotta like lay down your, and make people recognize. Yes, Ashley, there's dead people all around us. One of these days, I'm gonna enlighten myself so that I can see them and I can interact with them and then I can learn from them and I can. No, I don't know, man. The more information and the more things you learn, the more you dislike people. Let's be honest. The more you learn, the more you realize, like, you're in a crowd by yourself. There's nobody else that's going to be on the same level. Because ain't nobody else going to do the same research. As I drink my wine, like a sophisticated individual. So, ladies, how are we doing tonight? What's going on? Is everything all right? Okay.
I don't know what the fuck's going on down there, but with that being said, I mean, it is getting.
Yeah, it's about that time.
She's still sitting out the backyard barking.
Barking at what?
I have no idea.
Hey, Ashley, you know what? I'm very proud of you that you actually, you stood up for yourself, and I'm, that was one of the things that I was trying to, unfortunately, I didn't know about you leaving the company and everything until it was too late. But, it's one of those things. You definitely, that's your opportunity to speak your mind. And hey, coincidentally, Ashley, real fast, we now have a policy where people can actually write in their grievances and stuff like that instead of posting it on social media so that I have to fucking deal with it at 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. and 10 a.m.
Yeah. Shouldn't do that where I work.
Oh,
it'll get found out real quick.
Oh, and the funny thing is when people comment and stuff, they don't realize, like, we can track that shit back to you. Like, we know who did it.
Don't post anonymously.
Yeah. Like,
so you're not anonymous.
Donna says the ghosts are coming from the poltergeist tree in front of your house.
She's right, man. It looks like that tree out of that movie. It does look like that tree out of that movie.
Hey, Kayla, why should everybody always be their own biggest fan when we have you be our biggest fan? I'm just playing. No, honestly, like, yeah, like, lesson learned from all of the chaos going on with all the people that I've talked to tonight that have called me and let out their ventilations about their relations with whether it be parents or whether it be significant others or whatever. I mean, like, at the end of the day, it's good that they have somebody to talk to. Like, if you can't get like personal experience, like, I grew up, I couldn't talk to my parents. I knew for a fact I could never talk to my parents. So you know who I talked to? Like, my one person to go to was a fucking tape recorder. And like, how sad is that like the only communication and the only way I could vent stuff was through a fucking tape recorder, which kind of explains why I'm here now. Instead of a tape recorder, I'm speaking into a fucking microphone.
I used to record a lot of stupid shit when I was younger. But
oh yeah, I mean, I used to record raps and all sorts of crazy shit, dude. We used to make beats on, remember the old Casio keyboard?
Yeah.
So it's so funny when I see like Hustle and Flow when he goes and buys that keyboard.
No, I used to, like, when I was
like, I think that was the keyboard we used
when I was younger. Like, I mean, real young. I used to listen to this during Christmas, and I'm talking like 5 or 6 years old, young. Listen to this cassette tape, and it was like, they were at the North Pole and they were having to talk to Santa and do radio control and stuff. And I used to pretend like I was at the North Pole, and I'd record on the recorder too. And I'd like I'm talking, but I didn't record my thoughts. I was recording like pretend shit, and like like I just talk.
Yeah. So you know what's crazy is one of the girls that I dated like eons ago, back when I lived with my parents. I was a young Devin back then. She found one of those tapes, and dude, like, she came in the room and was like in tears, and I was like, "What's wrong? Like, what happened?" She's like, "I found a video recorder and I played it," and she was like, "Oh my god!" And then she hugged me, and I was like, and I'm like thinking, okay, so like, what did you hear? And she wouldn't tell me, dude. I'm like, well, I don't want to relive that shit. Like, I don't want to go back, but at the same time, like, I'm working on this book now, and like, I'm gonna have to, like, I'm gonna have to literally face my fears, and face, that, and like, literally rip the Band-Aid off and have to start all over again, and realize like the traumatic experiences and shit that I had as a kid and had nobody to, talk to. And which, those of you listening, like, if you ever need anybody to talk to, if you just want me to like lend an ear, I can do that. If you want advice, I can give awesome advice that I'd never followed myself, which you guys can like hold me accountable for not following it. And Ashley, I know you do. And I know Andy does too.
It's all right. I don't follow my own advice either.
Yeah. And I'm like, and I'm glad that I have people that like literally like, "Hey Devin, remember that advice you gave? Like, yeah, you need to follow it." And like, I'm glad that you guys hold me accountable. It's good to have a network like that, and I think everybody needs to have a network like that you can communicate, but also like be held accountable, and like, be like, "Hey, you mentioned this shit, but you're not following it." I was like, "Oh shit!" But now I'm a hypocrite. So now like, I gotta follow my own fucking shit. But that's the thing, is like, you isolate yourself. You put yourself in that person's shoes, and so you're offering advice on their situation and their shoes and everything else, not realizing that like, hey, you are probably going to be in those shoes at some point. You should probably listen to your own fucking advice.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I try to follow some of my own advice.
Yeah.
I don't always. I know it'll work out better for somebody else than me, right? Anyways, I think it's time to put my shoes on and call it a night.
All right, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. Love you long time, and we will catch you next Tuesday at the actual, hopefully legit time. Sorry, things have been chaos for both Andy and I as far as work related, and
it's been a busy time in our life.
It has
busy
been
season.
a very, very busy season. So yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah, and like, not that I'm calling anybody this, but we will see you next Tuesday.
That's your best like tagline ever. Good job. All right, everybody. Love you long time, and we will catch you next week. All right. Love you long time.
Bye, everybody.